Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel, guys. I'm right now sitting on my Honda Odyssey. It's a 2004. Surprisingly, I got this vehicle in $200. Now, as a matter of fact, this vehicle, why I got it in $200 is it's because of the transmission. Yeah, everybody talk about Honda's transmission. So what pattern which I have noticed is when the car is getting heated, the transmission starts sleeping. So apparently back to the street again. Well, you can see that the heat is down. When the heat is down, it's driving perfectly, shifting all the way up to the 5th gear and everything is working. But whenever this car is heating, like when the heat is up, then the transmission starts sleeping, which means transmission fluid's viscosity is bad. However, I put the seafoam transmission treatment, and it was an expected behavior of seafoam that it will let the transmission sleep even worse, because that is cleaning the gunk. So now it's too late. It's like 1 a.m. at night, so I'm not gonna do anything. Tomorrow I'm going to drain the transmission fluid, and I will put 3.75 quarts new transmission fluid back, and I will do this drain and fill 3 times, because this is how Honda recommends. Now, this car was owned by one of my friend's family. They owned this car for 14 years, and they just want to get rid of this because this car is of no use right now. And I took a chance to make this van as my work van, and I bought this from them. Now, what I did is I drained the transmission fluid for the first time, and I found a lot of gunk came out on the first drain. I did the second drain as well, and after that I drove this van for maybe around 200 miles, because earlier this van was not even drivable after 5 miles, because once the transmission is hot, it's not working. It's all about the viscosity of the transmission fluid. Now this time I drove around 200 miles after the second drain and fill. Now I'm doing the third drain. I can show you how to drain the Honda transmission fluid and how to refill again, especially for the Odysseys at this age. Now, Honda says that you have to drain and fill 3 times in order to make your transmission fluid entirely renew. Now, over the time, definitely for the last 14 years, this van have never been changed the transmission fluid, which is pretty much understandable, because when I asked this to her mom, she said she never used this. I mean, she never changed the transmission fluid, which is pretty much understandable. Now, let me see what grade of transmission fluid you can use, because Hondas are very much particular with their transmission fluid. Now, one thing people will say that use Honda ADF, but I'm using Castrol ADF, and it's running perfectly. And on top of that, I'm adding some Lucas transmission slip protection fluid, which is a little more thicker. So yesterday when I was driving this car was shifting properly, but at certain time I got the TCS, like the traction control system error. However, it never stopped driving, even though I make that car cool after a while, and then I started driving again. So it's not be a problem. It never been stopped like that before. However, I would show you when I was driving after first time, it was really bad. Okay, so it's like 3.5 miles to go home, and it started sleeping again. People says that it start acting weird, but it's not weird, it has signs. So right now I'm putting in the drive, I'm pressing the gas. It's driving slowly, but it's not driving great. It's not even 20 miles an hour. So I got the problem because this is a very common problem for any automatic transmission. When it's sleeping, you need to understand that what you need to do, what are the codes are coming in, so you need to work accordingly. There is nothing to panic, but the only thing is you need to keep change your transmission fluid on time to avoid this kind of situation back and forth. Like the first time before you do this, I'm sure that many of you might have to get rid of their Hondas at the time when they start slipping the transmission, but here's the fact. Use seafoam transmission conditioner, if I'm not wrong. So use that seafoam at the first, then drive it for at least 10 to 15 miles. More you can drive, more it will be good for your car. But be very careful. Keep your friends or families stand by, that somewhere you might get stuck, so they need to pull you out of the road or something like that, which happened to me. I took a ride. I started riding it to maybe a little further. It's like around 20-25 miles, and it stuck. When it got stuck, I realized that it's heated. It's pretty much, I could feel the heat outside of the car. So I need to cool down entirely. I popped my hood up and I cooled down, and then I had to wait like around a couple of hours to make that vehicle totally cool down. Then I started, and then I made home on that night. And I'm home. So Honda is amazing. You just need to follow the pattern and you'll be all set. Nothing to panic, nothing to worry about anything. Their transmissions are good. The only thing is they will give you the pattern. You have to follow the pattern, that what pattern your transmission is behaving, and you need to act accordingly. Now it was night. It was a really risky situation for me. I just took that risk on that way. But here's the fact. If any of you are having this problem, then this is an easy solution. This is the drain plug for the transmission fluid. It's a 3/8 easy opening ratchet you can use. Like I have my 3/8 over here, this ratchet, and it's still dripping. You can see the transmission fluid is still dripping. It's on the right side, like the bolt is basically supposed to be like this towards the transmission, and the fill plug is here, all the way down here, this one. Well, I have taken out the filling bolt. I used a magnet stick to take the bolt out. You need really long extension, and this is a 17 millimeter. So I used my breaker bar, 1/2 inch breaker bar, and I used this extension, and this is my 17 millimeter. And this is a washer. This washer, you have to take it out manually, like with your hand. This magnet cannot catch the washer because it's not a, it's some other, I think it's an aluminum washer. So after the draining is completed, I will show you that how the fluid looks like, and then I will start filling it back. Now the last time I used Valvoline Max Life, and after draining, you could see this is how it used to look like. The first time drain was real dark. This is second time drain, which is like a little reddish, and the best is when it's absolutely red. You could understand that your transmission fluid is really in good shape. And this time I'm going to use this Castrol Trans Max. Now it says for use in virtually all automatic and CVT transmissions, including GM, Ford, Toyota, Honda, and many more. So this transmission is a universal transmission fluid. You can see it's ATF CVT. So Hondas always come with ATF transmissions, so this is good with that. And one more thing I would say, do not go to any parts store. Do not go to any parts store. Go to Walmart and get this one, because in parts store the same transmission fluid, they are going to charge you $35 to $36 or maybe $38 or $40. Go to Walmart, you will get $23 on this one and $25 on this one. So go to Walmart to save some money. Now probably you might see some of the part of my engine block and head, but that's not for this car. That is for my BMW, which is an upcoming project. I started this project last year, but I couldn't finish it. But I need to finish this one very soon. So stay tuned to my channel, how I change the head of my BMW, because I bought this BMW from a guy who literally overheated the car and cracked the head. So that's a new head for the BMW, which I will put it back on this car. The head is already removed. I need to put back the new head. So stay tuned to my channel. Okay, so it stopped dripping. Now you need to be very careful when you're putting the jack. So you have to put the jack on the subframe. Floor jack is always recommended. So put the jack on the subframe. I'm going to put the jack on the subframe right now. That's the simple thing. I just need to put the drain plug back and tighten up again, and then I need to start filling up from the top. Now the crucial part is you have to be very careful at the time when you're filling it back. So check this properly if your funnel is actually set up within the hole or not. Yes, you can see it. I know my flashlight is coming on the way, but yeah. Okay, this is the first thing. Lucas stop slips. Okay, so I'm gonna put this one bottle, and then rest of the fluid will be the Castrol transmission fluid. So Lucas is going on the way. It's very thick, it might take some longer time. And this is the type of fluid came out from my transmission right now. It's pretty dark. So you could see right now that how thick is Lucas transmission stop slip oil is. It's really like a jelly, and it takes a little longer time to go all the way down. You need to wait till it's gone fully inside, and then you can put the new one again. The Lucas is gone, now Castrol is on. breaking the seal of it in one hand, it's really tough. Anyways, yes. Okay. Check the seal always, because you never know. And you have to be very carefully put this one, very slowly you have to put it back over there. Pour some and then wait. Let it go down again, pour again. Wait. Now, don't put the whole bottle. Before you put the whole bottle, check the dipstick. Dipstick is located here. Check the dipstick, and you need to wipe it down and then put it back. So the dipstick is when the engine is hot and not running, you could see there are two dots here. So the oil level should be between two dots when it's hot and not running. So I'm gonna wipe it down and I'm gonna put it back again. Now the temperature goes up. Now we will just cut off the car. Yeah, don't look at the fuel gauge. Fuel gauge is messed up. Now we're going to check. Let me check quickly. Can you see it? It's this way. So it's on the first dot right now. It's on the first dot right now, so I can put a little more. Yes, so now you can see it's hot and it touched the second dot, so which is we are good.